Welcome to the 12 Days of Christmas Fat Loss Edition. For the next 12 days, we're diving into real strategies and tools that actually help women lose stubborn fat after 40. Not trends, not extreme diets, and definitely we're not telling you to have more willpower. And yes, we're still releasing our regular weekly episodes too, so make sure you're following the show so you get notified when each day drops. Now, think of this like an advent calendar, except instead of chocolate, you're getting clarity, strategy, and a few truths that might change how you feel about fat loss forever. Back to it. So today's day 2 of our 12 Days of Christmas Fat Loss Edition, and we are talking all about that one thing that everyone is quietly whispering about right now. And okay, I don't know about your Instagram feed, but it isn't actually as quiet as I'm making it sound. Nobody's whispering about Ozempic. Everybody's raving about it. They're raving about GLP-1s, semaglutide, peptides, however you want to call it. That's what Ozempic is. So that's what day 2 is going to be all about, and how you can actually produce the exact same effect naturally. Here's the part that most people don't understand. Ozempic works because it's copying something your body is already supposed to be doing. They didn't invent appetite control. They didn't invent blood sugar regulation. They're mimicking a signal that should already be coming from your gut. So GLP-1s or Ozempic or peptides, they are gut hormones. They are messengers that tell your brain we're fed, we're safe, or you can stop thinking about food now. And most people are only talking about GLP-1. So here's a simple breakdown of each GLP. So GLP-1 regulates your appetite, blood sugar, and how full and satiated you feel. GLP-2s support gut lining integrity so nutrients can actually be absorbed. Ultimately, it's helping heal what we call leaky gut. GLP-3s play a role in fat oxidation and metabolic signaling. This one almost never gets talked about, which is wild because it matters. These hormones are designed to rise naturally when your gut is functioning well. But for every woman I work with, it's not functioning well. So again, this is not a willpower problem. Every woman thinks they just need to diet harder or train more. But when your gut is not working properly, neither is your metabolism. So GLP signaling can get disrupted by chronic dieting, gut inflammation, poor bile flow, low protein intake, gut dysbiosis, which is an imbalance in the bacteria in the gut, constant stress, whether it be emotional, physical, or possibly a hidden stress like parasites or viruses or bad gut bugs that are overriding hunger cues. So instead of feeling calm and satisfied after meals, you feel hungry, wired, snacky, and stuck thinking about food. There is so much food noise going on inside your head. That's not because you lack discipline. It's because your gut isn't finishing the sentence. But here's the good news. You can support GLP signaling naturally. There are very real lifestyle anchors that help your gut send the right messages. Some of those messages include eating enough protein at meals, including healthy fats so digestion actually turns on, using bitter foods to stimulate digestion before you eat, things like broccoli sprouts, arugula, lemon. That's why apple cider vinegar is so effective. Supporting bile flow, healing the gut lining, and stabilizing your blood sugar. When these are in place, GLP hormones rise more easily. Appetite quiets, cravings drop, fat loss stops feeling like a constant fight. But, and this but matters so much, those strategies only work if your digestion is actually capable of doing its job. Because if you're not breaking food down properly, you'll never get the signal you're trying to create. For example, if you're not making enough stomach acid or digestive enzymes, you can eat all the protein you want and still not absorb the nutrients. And if protein isn't being digested and absorbed, your gut can't trigger GLP release the way it's supposed to. And that's why just eat more protein helps some women, and for so many, it does nothing. This is where the testing becomes so critical. When we run a GI map, we see whether digestion is actually happening, if inflammation, infections, or dysbiosis are blocking that signaling, whether your gut environment can even support GLP production. When we look at a Dutch test, we can see how cortisol and stress hormones are affecting appetite, whether blood sugar instability is driving hunger and cravings, or if stress is overriding your ability, or if stress is overriding your ability to be satiated and sending those signals to your brain. And with an HTMA, we assess mineral status required for enzyme production, nervous system tone, and overall metabolic efficiency at a cellular level. This is the difference between doing all the right things and finally understanding why your body hasn't been responding. Once digestion is supported, once enzymes, bile flow, minerals, and hormones are addressed, those lifestyle anchors work dramatically better. Not because you tried harder, but because your body finally had what it needed to respond. And what I want to make really clear here, these peptides do work. Don't get me wrong. I work with women every single day who are using GLP-based peptides, and we see great results. Better appetite control, improved blood sugar, and weight loss that finally feels possible. But this isn't about pretending they don't help. Here's the part that matters. Peptides will never replace your lifestyle anchors. They can only enhance them. They don't override poor sleep. They don't fix gut inflammation. They don't magically correct blood sugar chaos, mineral depletion, or hormone dysfunction. What they do is amplify the environment they're working in. And this is the key. Peptides work dramatically better when your health is already optimal. When your gut is functioning, when hormones are being metabolized properly, when stress isn't running the show, when nutrition is consistent. The results are better, more stable, and far more sustainable. Peptides don't create the foundation. They perform best when the foundation already exists. Quick pause. If you're listening to this thinking, okay, how do I know if this is my issue? That's exactly why I created my free metabolism assessment. It takes about 2 minutes and helps identify whether fat loss resistance is being driven by gut signaling, blood sugar imbalance, stress load, or metabolic adaptation. You'll find the link in the show notes or in my bio on Instagram. And that's what this entire series is about, building the foundation that makes fat loss work again with or without tools like GLP-1s. Tomorrow we're talking about one of my favorite topics, something a little bit more than caffeine and a little less than cocaine. We're talking about minerals. Make sure you're following the show and come back tomorrow for the next episode of the 12 Days of Christmas Fat Loss Edition. I'll see you then.
If this conversation stirred something up in you, if you feel even a little more clear, more curious, or more inspired, share it. Send it to a friend who's been quietly wondering if the way she feels is just how it is now, and tag me on Instagram or LinkedIn at @MichelleScarlett_. I truly love hearing what lands for you. And if something came up during this episode, a question, a symptom, a story, email me directly at michelle@michellescarlett.com. I personally read every message and I'll help you get clear on what you're dealing with and what to do next. You don't have to settle. You don't have to figure it out alone. This is your space to take your health, your life, and your success back into your hands.